Back-to-back triple-doubles. Durant goes to Oakland. What happens? The burden lessens. He wins the title.
Well, Ed, less is more, in particular for Kevin Durant, because he has a better supporting cast. He's playing with 3 other All-Stars in Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and also Stephen Curry, one of the most prolific shooters in the game. So this is not a knock on Russell Westbrook because he's doing everything he can with what he has. But KD easily said, better supporting cast.
George. Beyond the arc for 3. Shot off the mark. Good defense. Curry into the front court. Looking to make something happen. 4-3. And Steph Curry dials in from 3.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Count the basket at the rim.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Jeremy Grant rejects it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
To Westbrook. Fires the 3. Textbook defense.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
To Adams. Westbrook. Lets it fly from long range. Can't connect. Cousins. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
The free throw, good. Caps off the 3-point play. The lead is 4. From long range. And that's rebounded by Golden State. To Cousins. And throws it down. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Curry. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Off the mark. No good. To George. Steph Curry snatching it out of the air. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Paul George. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Knocks it down. Russ at the controls. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate or not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
To Green. The drive. Right.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Here's a chance from long range. No good. Cashes in for 2.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Westbrook across the timeline. They trail by 7. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
throw. Count it. It's a three-point play, and the lead up to 8. The Thunder have the possession. Fires the three, and the rebound grabbed by the Warriors. To Green. Gets it to go, and the foul.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Draymond Green trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. The free throw, good. And they add one more to the lead. It's up to 11. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Just under a minute to go in a very one-sided first quarter of play. For three, that's good D. Shot no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
One free throw up and good. The lead now 14. Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
One free throw good, so he converts on the three-point play, and the lead down to 11. To Sean Livingston. Add 2 points to the board.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Beyond the arc for three. Not that time. Oh, he blocked it. Steven Adams with the slam. 15-footer at the buzzer, and it's no good as time runs out on the first quarter of play. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. 4-3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Fires the three. He drills the three.
I don't know how he saw his man out in the cut like that, but that was nice.
Yes, Klay Thompson. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Schroeder guarded by Klay Thompson. Knocked loose. That's going to be out of bounds. Picked up by the Thunder. Lets it fly from long range. Knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
Look, that shot was going up regardless of what the defender was trying to do. That's called a heat check.
And too much contact.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Iguodala, guarded by... From long range. Not that time. He missed it.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Klay Thompson matched up with Noel. Now a steal on a very lazy pass there. Felton into the front court. Right now, down 7. Cook to bring it into the front court. He'll run the offense. And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Curry. Steph Curry. He's 2 for 2 now.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Not getting the bounce.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Durant, guarded by Russell Westbrook. Big finish at the rim.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Westbrook's shot won't go on the drive. And count the basket inside.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Thompson to bring it into the front court. Lead is 12. Still. Steph Curry, 3 for 3 in this first half.
Curry, obviously the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Yeah, I said it. But he's so good at driving and using his body to shield off the contact.
Curry to Thompson. Right time. Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Durant. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
It's almost like he had the defender on a string, and he's the puppet master.
KD with the rock. And look out.
Like my old coach used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's way too easy. Just keep attacking. It's easy money.
Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. To Paul George. Here's a chance from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
Passed it off. Steph Curry. The defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one. His instincts are unnatural, but what makes him so good given the work he's put in?
The special thing about Stephen Curry is that his entire life he has practiced great habits. A lot of players practice and get up shots, but they don't practice the right habits, and that comes with the lineage. His father, Dale Curry, making sure that he puts in the time and effort, but the proper skill with the time and effort.
Thunder with the basketball. Paul George, knocked loose. Fires the three, cleans it up to Adams. For three, not easy.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Beyond the arc for three, and he hits.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Knocked loose. 4-3. Not going down here. That misses with a second to go. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
The Warriors entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Fires the three. Oh, that's how it's done.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest. Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Westbrook lets it fly from long range. Tough shot. Well defended.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Westbrook to Adams. Steven Adams with the slam. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
That's a dangerous spot. Kevin Durant wide open. He nails it.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2 guard. Scary.
DeMarcus Cousins swats it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Curry with the ball from long range. Had made his first couple, but he misses there.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Here's Curry with it up top. His guys hold a commanding lead. And he buries it.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip. And when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
To George. Going to launch beyond the arc. And Paul George good on the quick release there.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
He has certainly been on target from downtown. He's 4 of 5 from three-point range.
Let me tell you why. He's been receiving his passes on time and on target. Give the passer some credit in this scenario as well.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
That's good chemistry right there. But more importantly, that's great trust. Trusting in your teammate to knock down that shot says everything about the confidence level of your team.
Pass to Cousins, down low. Durant, that no good, off the mark. To Westbrook. George buries the three. He's too good to leave that open.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the three.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim. How do you neutralize a threat like Kevin Durant?
Well, that weak side defender constantly has to shade Kevin Durant, and that primary defender, you have to funnel KD into help every single possession, contest shots, and hope that you can deter him.
Lays it in off the alley-oop pass.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Adams. George. Here's a chance from long range. He engulfed him that time.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Boogie abusing the rim. Big finish.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
We get a whistle and a timeout by Golden State as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter.
As a player, this doesn't always happen, but it's a beautiful thing when everybody is allowed to be on the same page. Scouting report is being executed. You're being efficient with your jump shooting. Your passes are crisp. You're listening to the coach on the sideline, and everything is working your way. You have to really appreciate these type of moments in the game of basketball.
Fires the three. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Russ at the controls. Not done yet. To Adams. For three. Oh, he hits the three.
Great job by the offense of not settling for a good shot, but rather finding a great shot.
To Durant. Beyond the arc for three. That's off the side of the rim, short. To Westbrook. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
You see, the savvy players, they can create contact. They can throw their arms into you, even their bodies into you, and as soon as the refs...
Andre Iguodala with the putback slam.
Dre still got those doyoings.
What do you mean, Jay?
Dude, when he jumps, it goes doyoing. No?
Doyoy what?
Okay.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
And a whistle.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
It's a big finish.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
4-3. And it's good. Curry. Won't go down. Clock runs out. The Warriors enjoying some breathing room right now. The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter, and they're not totally out of it just yet, but you'd have to say they have lots of work to do to get back in this game.
They probably have to put together some kind of 10-0 run to get back in this ballgame, but this is when an opportunity has a chance to become magical. I've been part of it, and I've seen it happen so many different times. Just because a team has been dominating you the last couple of quarters doesn't mean that you can't start believing in yourself, that you can do anything you want to do on the court at any given time. You watch, once you start to believe, you'll get back in this game.
To Paul George. Westbrook. Fires the 3. It's Cousins with the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Durant lets it fly. Count the basket.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Durant across the timeline. His guys holding the big lead. Buries it.
And here's the setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions, eventually I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
And Draymond Green throws it down. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is, though.
Me neither. DeMarcus Cousins, huge block. That's his 3rd block this evening.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
The Thunder will use a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the 4th quarter. New blood coming in for both sides. Westbrook into the front court. His guys down big. Lets it fly from long range and knocks it down.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Cousins. Now pass taken away by the Thunder.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Nice pass to set things up. From long range. Too easy. Defense has to communicate.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
Going to launch beyond the arc. They'll take that any day.
You see, a good catch-and-shoot play always starts with the eyes. A single look here, a single look there can throw off the defense entirely. opening up the entire perimeter for your teammates to do their thing. Great vision on that play.
Can't do that.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Time to shuffle things up. Westbrook to Schroeder. George. Well defended.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end.
Throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Can't get the bounce.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
George against the KG veteran Iguodala to Westbrook. Paul George. Westbrook. Not that time. He misses. Oh, they call the foul, Jay.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Easy path to the rim.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
George hits the trifecta.
One of the most understated things a player can do for himself after having a poor first-half performance, spending some time alone and saying positive words of affirmation. I like that you did that. Now you're on your way.
Nice pass to get things going.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Thompson lobs it up, lays it in with the touch off the alley-oop pass.
Clay isn't usually a guy that goes to the bucket. He usually pulls up for threes, but that was a nice, easy lay-in right there.
On a bad pass, going to be taken away by the Warriors.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you'll be able to stop a great passing team.
It's the Warriors who get the victory as they win this one in very convincing fashion. Crew, I'm Ed.